Hello guys, welcome here. It's IST with a new analysis, this time on USDJPY, Japanese yen. And yeah, let's begin. Well, taking a short glance on weekly time frame. First thing I'm gonna notice this big bullish trend, right? And then second, I'm noticing how it starts to weaken itself, right? So zooming a little bit more out to put it in a context. Not that it's this relevant right now, but I see that all the liquidity has been taken from those highs and eventually from this high and then it's this big gap, and we see like a little accumulation, and it's most likely is that a big move gonna start from this point and either gonna fill all the way, like fill this gap or some of this gap, or gonna keep going lower. So that was like a very short glance on the big picture, extremely big picture. And then zooming in a little bit, I see that this was like the trend, it's obviously bullish, right? And here we got like a retracement, then an impulsement, then a retracement. But the thing is that with every retracement, we get some change of character. And well, this may be inducement to liquidity. Well, this is the monthly time frame, right? Not like it's very serious, right? And so what do I see is that with a retracement, it's some liquidity taken, right? And then even this one, well, here is more than liquidity, is basically a full change in character. Well, one low taken, then the second low. And then here be liquidity, then again. Well, this time the low wasn't taken, but what is happening here is basically, again, building liquidity, taking the highs, both of them, and then bam, run lower, right? And then we got this one, and eventually right now this one after the liquidity being taken. So this made me a little bit curious, so I jumped on weekly and I looked deeper into it. So what I'm seeing is that, well, it looks more like a accumulation, because this is obviously a bullish leg, right? And this was after the price took liquidity, kept going bullish, right? But didn't broke the high and turn bearish again. And here, well, didn't broke the low either. It's like consolidating inside the range. But right here broke the high, but didn't pushed higher, like broke the high and then closed back in the range and eventually turned around. You see here, broke those lows. So this made me very curious. And then zooming in, because there's not really not much to see here, right? Only that here is the order block and this imbalance, but just in case the price broke those highs. But then let's jump lower on daily and see what daily tell us. From the weekly perspective, it's just, this is the internal range, I'll call it the internal, and this is the fractal range, or however it is. It's the, just different scales. But both of them are bearish at this moment. Even if this one didn't broke the low, made a double, like equal lows, and are acting as a magnet upon the price. So moving a little bit lower on daily, what I've noticed is that right here in the extreme of the zone is this liquidity, like not liquidity, but is this order block, right? And it has plenty of liquidity for sure from this high. And then just a little bit to see how is looking the daily uh, order block. Well, daily order block, when zoomed in on 4 hour, you see that it's formed this upper move, then we got a retracement, then a pushback, and then we got this big move. Well, this big bearish move, this bearish candle, left behind this order block, but as you can see when you zoom really in, this order block was touched once. So for this reason, I mapped the 4 hour one, because it's it's possible, and why it's very possible, that the price just will just react from the 4 hour one and will never go into the daily one, if at all gonna go so far. But until this moment, what you see is that once the daily started to shift the structure, didn't keep going, like didn't broke this low and turn around. And right now I didn't measure, but I bet the price sits around 50%. Yeah. Once you measure this range, is, the price it's at 50%, which of this weekly bearish range, I'll say, and it's paused for a little bit, right? And from this point, there are two possibility. Well, first, either gonna push through it, which I don't know if it's gonna happen. Either it's gonna, for sure, it's gonna react for it, right? That's that makes some sense, right? Why did I take this level in here? Well, first thing, but not that important, but you see this big gap in here? It's matching with it, right? And if you, depending on how are you measuring the gap, there it's gonna be the 50% either matches with the 75% of the imbalance you can see really here, right? Or when you are taking the gap from the week, it's gonna match very well with the 50% of the imbalance. And then you see that here is a new imbalance, which it's matching with a 50%, like 50% of both imbalance are matching, just some correlation, and it's making some sense. So this is a strong level for me, where I I do wait for price to see what's going to make from here, but I'm lying a little bit bullish. If the price gonna break through the level and then get a retest, then I will go bullish and target this high. If not, if not, if the price gonna break this low, then I am going to look to short, but not really for the low, but more for this imbalance, right? Just not imbalance, but just accumulation, towards this accumulation. Because going back on daily, of course, the price may just be like this, and from this imbalance then keep going towards those lows. But as the price didn't broke the low before, uh, I'm thinking that it may start accumulation, right? Inside this range. And before getting the lows, it may be choppy a little bit and go for the highs first and then reverse. But yeah, just this is just a hypothesis and it's left to see. What is really important at this point with this analysis is that the price it's at a really, really important level, which makes sense from many perspectives. Either when you measure the range week to week, either body to body, it's like literally very, or at least body to body is very accurate. And yeah, I'm basically looking to short the market. Let's see if the price gonna get that high, because if it gets this high, it's like really, really a really good level to short. If not, this is also a good level to short, but uh, with within this level, I'd like to see a bet like better bullish move, and then something like this I'd like to see happening at this level. But I can not say if it's gonna happen. On 4 hours is not really much to see. It's basically the same um, thing as on daily, only that when you zoom out, there will be some more internal. So also looking on 4 hour, this is the first like you know like bullish. I don't know if it makes sense, but the price may just continue bullish because got a consolidation, broke out of the consolidation, began a new one, and I do expect it to keep going. Although I'd like to see it going past this level, because at this very moment it is still bullish. It is still very bullish the range, right? So this is the way I'm looking at it, and so I do expect it to to just keep going, breaking the highs, right? And if not, to be honest, I will look to take some shots from 1 hour, 15 minutes perspective, but not right now. At least see this low broken, and then a continuation before a retracement. Otherwise, I will still look for some like this low to act as inducement if those lows didn't act, because it looked very, very well. And also, yeah, this was basically the analysis. It's not a trade, not a level to trade, but for sure it's a level to pay attention at. This level and this level. Outside of those levels, I'm not really interested in anything in here. But both level, either this one or the one I'm looking at right now, it's gonna um, potentially provide some movement, like great movement. Otherwise, well, look, this is something I have misseen before, but now I'm looking at it and I'm gonna point at it. Um, this imbalance. So going back and forth, if there is gonna be a trade from this level, I'm gonna target this imbalance, and this imbalance, it's a potential level for longs, but again the target gonna be all the way up here. It's like it, it's such a good move in my point of view. Either this one or this one, both of them are such good levels to trade. I do expect this liquidity to be run before a continuation lower, but yeah, there may be a trade also towards this liquidity, just potentially. Or why not? But I wouldn't be so confident if I would take a trade like this. Um, well, it maybe shrinks like this. I don't know if it makes sense with the 4 hour. Yeah, never mind. There will be also a chance that the price gonna reverse from this point, as I said. But if something like this happens, then yeah, I don't know. I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. But this is for sure interesting level. And in either case, if the price gonna break lower, as long as it doesn't touch the imbalance first, right? If the price makes something like this and then a retracement, and I'm not short from this towards this imbalance, and then once the price reaches this imbalance, if I see some shift in structure, I'm gonna long from this one. This is my analysis. For now, the price is gonna be between those imbalances, and those are the levels I am paying attention to. And then this is a very, very interesting one. So it's not a defined analysis with no clear direction, but a lot of possibilities. And yeah, just 3 levels to pay attention to. The ranges are obviously very, very big, and for sure some big movement gonna happen on Japanese yen. So stay tuned, pay attention to it, and yeah, I don't know. I do not have a clear direction right now for this trade. If I would be to say something about direction, would be something like this, you know. But this would take such a long time to play, and if the price doesn't get this high, there are also this level and this level to look at and to take advantage from. So I hope you enjoyed it. See you to the next analysis.